This is the Roulette Master. I cannot wait to introduce to you the system that my subscriber says is the greatest roulette system of all time. We're going to find out today. He says this has never lost, and we're going to test it out. And we're going to put his system today up against a modification of Romanowski that I think you guys are going to really like. We're going to start with that first. Let's go ahead and place the bets. We're going to have $60 on second and third, and we're going to have $20 on two corners in the first dozen, just like that. That's a 160 to a total bet. Let's go ahead and spin. And I'll share with you what this modification of Romanowski is today that I think is really going to help you. And that's a nice $20 win. We're up $20 already. And let's go ahead and spin again. Here we go. Let's see what we get. That is a 3 red. Okay, that's another win. We're up $40. I'm going to share with you what to do with losses and what to do after a certain amount of losses, which is going to be the modification of this system today. And there's another win. And with this system, we have a lot of numbers covered. We're up $60 already. You can see we have 24 numbers covered on these second and third dozens and 8 in the first. So it's a 32 number coverage system, $160 total bet. And here we go. Okay, that's a 9 red. And we lost. So the first time we lose, we're not going to change anything. Let's just rebet and spin. You can see that puts us minus $100. But if we lose a second time, that's when we're going to make some adjustments here. That's an 18 red. Okay, that's a $20 win. And the reason that we do not increase the bets after the first loss is because you get so many wins with Romanowski that there's a very good chance that we'll actually go back to profit without increasing the bet. So we're at minus 60, and we don't want to take that kind of a risk unless we need to. So we're going to keep going here, and let's see if we can get some more wins. Okay, that's another win. So now we're at minus 40. Let's rebet and spin. And that'll help us protect our bankroll. But then if we do get another loss before we get back in profit, and there we go, now we're going to see the modification. So what we're going to do then is double twice. And now we're going to be at a 640 total bet. And now let's go ahead and spin. That's a 23 red. Okay, that's an $80 win. You can see we're minus 120. Let's rebet and spin again here. And the goal is to get back in profit. That's a 15 black. Okay, and we're at minus 40. We're going to rebet and try to get one more win here. That's a 6 black. Okay, we got it. So now we're back in profit, up 40. We're going to go back to the original bet where we started. And let's just put the bets back out again. So that's 60 on second, 60 on third, and then 20 and 20. And let's go ahead and spin. And once you get back in profit again, you go back to where one loss does not change the bet. So that's a 20 black, and we're up 60. And the great thing about this is once you get up a certain amount, sometimes you don't even get a loss with this many numbers covered, and you can cash out before you even get a loss. But we're currently up 80, and let's go ahead and spin, because with 32 numbers covered, you can lose, but most of the time you're going to get a lot of wins, and that's a 30 red. And you're starting to see that now. Now we're up $100. Let's rebet and spin, and here we go. That's a 33 black. Okay, and we're up 120 right now. Let's rebet and spin. And again, now that we're back in profit, if we lose, we're not going to increase the bet. That's a 6 black. That's another win. We're up 140. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin here. And here we go. That's a 9 red. And we lost. Again, we're not going to increase the bet. We're at minus 20. We're just going to rebet and spin. So if we get back in profit, then we'll be back to where we started. But let's see what we get here. That's a $20 win. Let's rebet and spin. If we get this one, we will be back in profit. All right, here we go. That's a 9 red. Okay, but we lost, so we do need to double. Actually, yeah, we were a negative, so we have to double twice. So that puts us at 640. Let's get a win. Here we go. That's a 22 black. That's a win. Okay, you can see we're not in profit. Let's rebet and spin. It looks like we're going to need 3 wins to get back in profit. That's a 10 black. That's another win. You can see that gets us back to 0. Now let's get back in profit, and then we'll reset back down to where we started. And this is actually a lot more losses than what you normally get with Romanovsky. We're back up 80. We're going to reset back to where we started again at 60, 60, and then 20 and 20 again. Okay, that's a 160 total bet, and let's spin. And this is a $2,000 bankroll system. However, if you want to play this to where you just try to cash out before you get a single loss, you could just do it with $160, but then if you lose, you would lose the 160. Okay, we're up 100. Let's rebet and spin. But a lot of times you can win 5, 6, 7 times in a row, and you can actually be up more than what you would lose before you actually lose the first time. But we've had a few more losses than normal. We're up 120 right now. Let's go ahead and spin. So the reason for the bankroll is just to if you do get early losses, to recover from that. Okay, that's a $20 win. We're up 140. Let's rebet and spin again here, and here we go. Just depends on what your what the amount is that you could lose if you had a really bad session. Everybody has a different amount for what that is, and we're not going to increase the bet because we were in profit when we lost, and it takes 2 to increase the bet. Okay, that's a win. So let's rebet and spin. Let's build it back up again. Here we go. And eventually you're going to go on a really long, nice run without losing, and then you can cash out. We're up 20. But it's different for each person how much you want to risk. So, obviously you have a better chance of winning if you have a high bankroll, and you can make this adjustment. But if you don't have that high, I tell you what, this is a really good system. You can just play with $160. And if you do lose early, that's all you lose. But you can easily win 160, which you can't say for most systems because most systems you couldn't win your bankroll. Most of the time you're trying to win 10 or 20% of your bankroll. That is pretty cool to be able to have a system where you could actually start with a 160 bankroll and win $160. So. Granted, you have a better chance of winning if you use this modification and have a bankroll, but you're also risking a lot more. So another thing to think about with Romanovsky is that you can play it flat betting, and it's probably one of the only systems you can do that with. And that's a 14 red. Okay, and we're up 120. Let's rebet and spin. And that's something to think about. Always, think about don't gamble with money that you can't afford to lose, and think through things before you do them. So we're up 140. Let's rebet and spin. And the other option would be to just change the $60 bets to 6 and the $20 bets to 2, and then you could just do this with a much smaller bankroll. Just use your math to figure out what the bankroll would be. But basically, if you go, if you take, if the bet is 10, or I'm sorry, if the bet is 60 and you go to 6, then the same number you divide to get the 6, you divide, basically as long as you do the same thing to each side, you're good. So let's rebet and spin. And that works for pretty much all roulette systems. If you adjust the starting bet, adjust the bankroll, and multiply it or divide it by the same number, and keep the proportions the same, we're up $180. Let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. That's a 25 red. And just like I told you before, eventually you're going to go on a really long run without losing. We're up $200 now. And that's when you want to cash out. And we're going to play for the full 15 minutes today because I want to show you how to deal with these losses if you are using a larger bankroll. And Again, we're using a $2,000 bankroll, starting with this 160 total bet. But definitely wanted to give you some other options for those of you that don't have that much to part with. And we're up 240. Let's rebet and spend. But definitely think about what I said earlier about how, normally most of these systems are $1,000 or $2,000 bankroll, and you're trying to make about $200 before you cash out. This is actually one where if you did flat bet and you just brought 160, you could just try to win 100, and you'd have a pretty good chance of doing it. Most systems you can't say that. So we're up 280. Let's rebet and spin. And everybody will have a different stop loss depending on, what your financial situation is. And that's another win. We're up $300. Let's go ahead and spin here. And here we go. That's a 17 black. Okay, that's a $20 win. We're up $320. Let's rebet and spin here. Okay, that's a 24 black. That's a win. Now we're up $340. So you can really see that once you get on a winning streak, it can last for a while. You can lose a couple back-to-back, though, as well. So that's a 9 red. And there's a loss right there. But again, the first loss, we do not increase the bet. So we just stay at 180. Rebet and spin. But obviously, you want to try to cash out when you're up a lot. That's a 15 black. And we're up 200. Let's rebet and spin. And I would say if you are going to use any system to flat bet, this would be the one you would want to do it on. And there's another loss, though. So now we're going to go ahead and double twice. That's our second loss. And let's see if we can get a win here. That's a 31 black. That's a win. Okay, we're up 120. Let's try to get 2 wins here, and then we'll reset. That's a 4 black. And we lost again. So now that's our first loss there, but since we're negative 520 now, we have to do it again. So that's why we have the $2,000 bankroll. And let's go ahead and spin. Let's see if we can get a win here. And all we were able to do there was double the bet. Okay, that's a 160 win. We're going to need a few of those now. So if you do get a couple of losses in close proximity, you can lose your bankroll pretty quickly, and that's a 5 red. There's another 160 win. Let's rebet and spin. So the safest way to play this system is just to flat bet it and to not increase, obviously, but you can get a lot of wins in a row even when you do increase the bet. But you probably don't want to risk what we're betting right now, even though it's within our bankroll. So that's a 13 black. Okay, and we're up 120. So let's go ahead and reset. We'll go back to where we started. It's 60 and 60, and then 20 and 20. It's always a third of what you put on the second and third if you use different amounts. Let's go ahead and spin. And then for the last 2 minutes, let's just flat bet and see what happens. That's a 35 black. Okay, we're up 140. Let's rebet and spin. And then you can make the determination for yourself whether you want to risk that or if you want to just flat bet and and try to get some wins and cash out. And that's a great option. Especially if you don't have a lot of money to risk. And remember, you can always just reduce the size of the bets as well, and then reduce the bankroll by the same amount. We're up 180 right now. Let's rebet and spin. And this is Romanowski, and very, very good way of playing roulette. Okay, we're up 200. Let's rebet and spin. I can't tell you how many times, though, that I have not increased the bet, and I've just got... put a pretty large bet on Romanowski, and we just lost there. That puts us plus 40, but we're just going to flat bet the rest of the way and see how that goes for those of you that want to do it that way. And that's a 4 black. And we lost again, so you can see that put us down 120. But again, let's rebet and spin. And just to show you here, we might even go a few seconds past the 15-minute mark. I just want to show you that you can get back up without increasing the bet. So we're at minus 100. Let's rebet and spin. And I bet you we can make it back in profit without losing again. Let's find out. That's an 8 black. Okay, that's a $20 win. We're at minus 80.
No more bet.
Let's go ahead and spin. But yeah, sometimes I'll put $100 or more on these bets and just get a couple wins and cash out. So if you do something like that and we're at minus 60, again, make sure the proportions stay the same. Keep the bets that are on the corners at 1/3 of the amount of the ones on the second and third. Okay, so we're at minus 40 right now. Let's rebet and spin. And let's see what we get here. That's a 13 black. But I'm doing this just to show you that you can, without increasing the bet, get your money back and get back in profit again. Because sometimes you can go on really long winning streaks with 32 numbers covered. Let's rebet and spin. And here we go. That's an 11 black. Okay, that's a $20 win, and we're back in profit again. You can see right there we dug ourselves out of the hole. And that just kind of shows you, too, that this would be, one of the only systems you could flat bet with. And that's a $20 win. And we're up 40. And let's go ahead and rebet and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 14 red. That's another win. So now you can see we're back up $60. And just decide for yourself how much risk you want to have. If you want to have a $2,000 bankroll and give yourself the chance of coming back quicker, go ahead and do that. But you can flat bet with Romanovsky, and if you have enough bankroll to do that, you can play it where you have 160 in your bankroll. You could play where you have 320 in your bankroll and give yourself 2 bullets. Whatever you want to risk, but remember that you can just bet 160 and a lot of times just get a few wins and cash out as well. So pick the one that best fits the way that you want to play and the money that you want to risk. So now it is time for the new system of the day, and man, I can't wait to share this one with you. Let's just jump right into it and get started. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for the greatest roulette system of all time. That's what my subscriber Ryan says. And let me show you what he's been up to, and let's see how it goes. He says he's never lost with this, and this one definitely has some of the aspects from Kentuck's white systems in it, and I'm going to share with you what those similarities are as well. But he starts with 4 corners, and let's go ahead and spin. And again, one of my subscribers, Ryan, says this is the greatest roulette system of all time. That's a 29, and we lost. So if he loses, he goes to 5 corners, and then he doubles the bet to $50. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. That's a 22 black, and we lost. So we're going to go to 6 corners now, but there's a lot more to it than this. Now there's 10 on all those, and we're going to double the bet to 120. But that's not all. I can't wait to share with you what we do if we lose here. And that is a 25 red. We lost again. So when we lose here, we just go ahead and we double the bet to 240 and spend. And then you need to know what happens when we finally get wins. And that's going to really be different than what you're probably used to. So instead of restarting when we get a win, we're going to go from 240 back to 120. And spin. And then once we reach a certain point, we're going to go back to the original 4 corners. And that's a 2 black. That's a win. We're going to go back, and you see that was at 60. I'm sorry, at 120 bet. We're going to go back to 60. And let's put those back out there at 60. If we get a win at 60, then we're going to go back to the original 4 corners. That's a 30 red. Okay, there's a $30 win. Now we're up 20. Now we're going to go back to 4 corners again. Okay, let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. All right. And I can't wait to share with you how well this does when you get some wins with the 4 corners, because you can see That's a $25 win. Now we're up 45. And when you win at 4 corners, you just stay at 4 corners. That's a 22 black. That's a loss. So we're going to go to 5 corners. And then we're going to double the bet to 50. All right, here we go. That's a 15 black. Okay, that's a $40 win. We're up 65. We're going back to 4 corners again. So that's our original. Take one more away there. Okay, $20 bet. 4 of them at 5 each, and let's spin. That's a 9 red. And these wins with 4 corners pay $25, so we're up 90 now. Let's just rebet and spin again here, and you can see we have 16 numbers covered. That's a 25 red. That's a loss. Let's add our 5th corner. And again, this has a lot of similarities to Kentucky White's systems, but this one's definitely different in the way that it goes forward and comes back once you get to 6 corners. And there's a nice win there of 40. We're up $110. We're going to go back to 4 corners at 5 each, $20 again where we started. And here we go. So once you get to 6, that's where you have to work your way back down there. And I'm sure we'll have some more losses, and I'll show you how that works. And everything else that you need to know with this one. We're going to double the bet after we add the 5th corner. And here we go. That's a 32 red. That's a loss. And we're going to go to 6 corners now. 10 on each, and then double to 120. And here we go. And if we win, we still have to go back to 60 and get a win. That's a 28 black. We lost. So if we lose, we double the bet to 240. And let's see if we get a win here. Oh, that's a 0. That's not good, but that's okay. We'll get it on this next one here. And this is why you need a bankroll, which we'll go over in a second. This is a 480 bet, which is no problem for us to place. That's a 13 black. Okay, but we lost that one. So now we're at minus 800 all of a sudden. And this is a $2,000 bankroll system, so that leaves us $1,200 and in the bankroll. So we can do it one more time, but we need to get a win here. And I cannot believe that we've had this many losses with this many numbers covered, but it can happen. And so the way this works is we're going to have to go in reverse now. So we're going to go all the way back to 480. And let's add those in. Second here. I took too many off. There we go. Let's go ahead and spin. Then if we win this one, we're going to go back to 240. That's a 29 black. Okay, that's a win. So we're going to go back to 240 and spin. And this is way more losses than what you would normally expect, but I'm glad that you saw what can happen, and let's see if we can get out of this. Okay, that's a win. You can see we're at minus 50 right now. We're going to go from 240 to 120. And spin. Here we go. That's a 36 red. That's another win. Okay. So we're going to go all the way back to 60. And if we get a win at 60, okay, let me make sure this is right here. Oh, it's because we need a $5 bet there. There we go. If we get the win at 60, we go back to 4 corners again. But we got the double zero, so we go forward in the bets back up to 120. All right, let's go ahead and spin. That's a 27 red. Okay, so now we'll go back to 60 again. And spin. We still have our 6 corners. I can't believe we had that many losses with this many numbers covered, but it can happen, and that's a win there. So that was at 60, so now we restart again. So now we go back to our original 4 corners. And I'm guessing that that is an outlier, what we saw with all those losses. But we're going to find out. We're only 7 minutes in out of 15. We're going to keep playing, and let's see if it gets. I think it's going to get a lot better from here. Let's find out. So we're going to double this to 50 at our 5 corners. And again, Kentucky White uses things that are similar to this, and we lost there. But this one has a very different retrieval method, and it adds more corners. So let's go ahead and spin at 60 here. I'm sorry, we have to double to 120. Don't forget to double each time you add the extra corner. So here we go. That's a 15 black. Okay, that's a win. Okay, and oh, that was at 120, so we go back to 60 now. And we need to get a win at 60 before we restart. Here we go. That's a 31 black. But we didn't get it, so we go back forward to 120 again. And spin. Come on, let's start getting some wins here. That's a 12 red. Okay, there's a win at 120, so let's go back to 60. You can see we'll be up, I think, about $45 if we get the win here, and then we'll reset. That's 8 black. Okay, we got it. So now we can reset. We're up 60. So we're actually doing better than I thought there. Let's go ahead and add our 4 original corners in. And he says you can start at either side. But the main thing is you start with 4 corners. Let's go ahead and spin. And I think we're due for some better spins, hopefully, here in the near future. But we lost that one. And I don't know if you're ever due in roulette. I guess you're not. But it definitely seems like you are sometimes, right? So let's double to 50 and spin. That's a 23 red. Okay, that's a win. So we go back to the original 4 corners again. Back to $20, and we're up 80. And if you can get a bunch of wins with 16 numbers covered, you can really add up. You can really get a lot of profit going here. But we've just had some, haven't had the best luck so far. Let's add our 5th and double to 50. Now we have 5 corners. That's 20 numbers covered. Let's spin. That's a 35 black, and we lost again. My goodness. Let's put 10 on the next corner, and that way they're all 10, all 6 of them, and then we double to 120. And then if we win this, we'll go back to 60 and get a win. That's a 19 red. But we didn't win that, so we have to double that 120 to 240. And we're continuing to get a lot of losses with so many numbers covered, but I have to think it's going to turn our way here soon. Okay, there's a win. So we're going to reverse it back to 120 and spin. That's what a bankroll's for, is to keep yourself in it until good things start to happen. And right now it's just bad stuff, but at least we're still up. But we did lose again. And man, we've been losing a lot of bets with high coverage. But let's turn it around. That's a 4 black. And we lost again. My goodness. Let's go to 480. And spin. Surely we'll start getting some wins with all this coverage. That's a 10 black. And we lost again. My goodness. Let's see what's left in the bankroll. We have about 1,200. So we have enough to do one more double. But my goodness, we've just had so many losses. And I believe Ryan's been doing good with this one. Let's turn this around. Okay, there's a win at 480. Okay, let's go back to, I'm sorry, at 960. We're going to go back to 480. But that's definitely not as good as I thought. When I saw this, I thought it looked pretty darn good. And it hasn't lost yet. But let me get that, there we go, 480. And, but man, we got to turn this around. Let's do it. That's a 19 red. We lost again. Okay, we're going to have to go back to that 960 bet. I hate to do that. But we do have the bankroll to do it. But we better get some wins here soon. That's a 15 black. Okay, there's a win at 960. Let's back up to 480. And you know, this This is probably why with Kentucky White system, once you when you lose at the 5, when you win once at the 5, you reset. So that's a 240 win there. Where we're going to go from 480 back to 240 now. And spin. So maybe we can have some more adjustments on this one, but let's see if we can pull ourselves out of this. That's a 30 red. Okay, eventually you should start getting wins with this many numbers covered, and we're going to go from 240 to 120 and spin. And then if we win this, we'll go back to 60 and get our final win, hopefully. That's a 25 red. But we lost that one, so we're going back up to 240. Okay, you can see we're minus 110. Let's go ahead and spin. That's a 31 black. We lost again. My goodness. Back up to 480. Come on, let's turn this thing around. And we were pretty close to coming back there, but there's a win there at least. Let's go from 480 back to 240. I can't believe how many times we've had to go this far in the progression. Let's see what we get here. That's a 36 red. And we lost, or we got the win there. That's good. I started thinking we were going to lose every spin. We're going to go from 240 to 120 and try to get the win here. Here we go. That's an 8 black. Okay, there's a win. So let's go from 120 back to 60. You can see we're back up again finally. And if we get this win at 60, we will restart. That's a 13 black. But we lost, so we got to go back up again. So we'll be back up to 120 and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 29 black. Okay, that's a win. So let's go from 120 back to 60. We haven't really had that much time to make a lot of money yet because we've been spent so much time in recovery with all these losses, but we finally got a win there. And now we can go back at 60, so we can finally go back to where we started. And again, those were $5 bets. Let me switch those. 4 or $5 bets. Now let's see what we can do. We're up $100. That was a nice recovery, but that got pretty scary there. And didn't expect that many losses with this system, with this much coverage. Okay, we lost there. Let's add our 5th corner in. And double. Let's go ahead and spin. All right, that's an 8 black. Okay, that's a win. So we're up $120 now. We just ran out of time. So test this one out yourselves. Again, my subscriber Ryan says that he's never lost with this one, but boy, we got in some trouble there. Test this out and let me know what you guys think. He calls this the greatest roulette system of all time. But I want to hear from you guys and let me know what you guys think. I sure love the search for the best roulette system possible each and every day. I hope you guys are enjoying the search as well. And I just love getting your emails every day. Remember to send those to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. I pick a new one every single day of your guys' to test out on the channel. And in the search for the best roulette system possible each and every day. If you're enjoying the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. This is the Roulette Master. And have a great day, everybody.